You are now about to witness the strength of street knowledge.
So today, man, we talking about the streets. You know what I'm saying? The streets, the solutions. The reason why we focusing on solutions, because obviously I think anybody who take a magnifying glass and look at the streets, you're going to be disgusted. Boo-boo trash out of there, like, man, what's going on? You know what I'm saying? We got to talk about it. So the state of the streets, you know what I'm saying? Right now, how I see it, you know, being a young person who actually, you know, glorified that, who wanted to be a part of that, you know what I'm saying? All my influences, they come from that. You know, that's not nothing like out of this world or abnormal. You know what I'm saying? Countless young people, especially here in America, all around this country, glorify the streets. You see what I'm saying? And bro, like, that's not to take nothing away from those who in them and feel like they stood tall in them or they got a rep in them. And it is what it is, to each his own. All I'm saying is, bro, this is one of the main things that's actually misguiding our young people. You know what I'm saying? And we know that because the code gone. You know what I'm saying? Look at the rate of failures. You know what I'm saying? Look at the death rate. You know what I'm saying? The incarceration rate. You know, bro, I can't sit here, me, Jpower, I can't sit here and promote that when I understand that it's just a strategic trap, you know what I'm saying, to actually play a part in the genocide of all our people. Indeed. How can you expect, how can I say that, oh, I'm a real one? You know what I'm saying? When I'm promoting something that I've done the research on. So we ain't just talking and blowing hot air. And I can see where at every level of that lifestyle, like, it's just a bigger trap to end up in prison or have your life taken away from you, which continues the cycle of all the hurt, all the pain and misfortune that we go through as a people. At some point in time, bro, you fail too many times, it's time to go back to the drawing board, reevaluate things. What are we doing wrong and what we need to put in place to make sure that the outcome, the result of what we participating in is a positive one, is a progressive one. So how I look at the state of the streets right now, bro, I really can't even say streets without saying the internet.
Oh yeah, that's most definitely.
I really can't even say the streets without saying the internet, because we done allow the economic structure, and I'm just saying, like, what corporations put money into. We done allowed the economic structure to fool us into bringing stuff that was supposed to be like clastodine, covert, because it's some illegal crime stuff going on in certain areas of it. That was supposed to be our thing, this little thing of ours. We done allowed them to trick us into bringing that to the internet. Bro, I don't know if you know it or not, social media, the World Wide Web, bro, these things that the CIA, the FBI, the world law enforcement, these are their databases.
Right.
So why would I be putting crime or
definitely monitoring?
Right, or things that's supposed to be secretive to the culture that I come from out there for the whole world to know, just to gas me up like I'm just this gangster or something? Like, we got to get to the point.
I think it's turning to validation though.
Okay, what like?
Turning to validation.
Oh, damn, there you
Especially
go.
with the social media, because, you know, people are seeking validation from a bunch of invalid people.
Ooh.
You know what I mean? And it's running a course.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Especially with the youth, it's either RIP, either rest in peace or rest in prison. You know what I mean? So we here to break that cycle. We here to strive to break that cycle. Right. As many kids as we can get, as many adults that we can get, and show them it's a better way. Right. You know what I'm saying? You got to make a change. You know what I'm saying? You got to make a change. You can't continue to keep running the same circle.
I would also say, bro, like, the need for it, the need for us to have these conversations, the need for people like us to step out of the shadows and do something to change it is because, like, bro, you got to think about it, bro. I don't think it's one person in prison who wants to be there. I don't think it's one person in prison who feel like these the ideal conditions to be living in, because it's torture.
Now, it might be a few who deserve to be there.
Right.
You messing with kids and you hurt innocent people and stuff like that.
Yeah, and that's totally different. Like, you just sucker.
I just want to put that out there.
Right, but my point is, bro, like, we got to step out of this state of delusion, bro. I think as a people, we done became delusional, bro, feeling like this is something like continuing to go the way that we've been going is okay. Bro, in my city alone, bro, this is what I watch happen to quote unquote gangsters or street niggas, pardon my language, but it is what it is. You either get killed, get a lot of time, or you washed up. I see so many guys who was quote unquote them dudes, big homies back in the early 2000s.
In high school, you was the man, homie.
What happened to you? Bro, you stand with your BM, bro. You can't even borrow the car. Like, come on, bro.
Burned all your bridges.
Come on. And then we look at this cycle get set in place to where now it ain't no big homies on the scene. Not those who actually know how to be big homies and qualify to be big homies.
Right.
It's a lot of them who using the set or gangs to, like you said, validate themselves or, get themselves some type of purchase. Because if you pull that from up under them, who are they?
Right.
Look at their life. Pull back the curtains. Who are you?
Right.
What value are you bringing to the world?
Yeah,
bro, you just in the way using countless lives to validate you. Nigga, you a dub, like you tripping.
Right, and it took me to look at myself like that. Like, man, who are you when no one's looking?
Right.
I had to do self-inventory on myself to realize that I was living by some fake codes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And none of that stuff was real. You know what I mean? So my goal, and I know your goal is, man, to help people find their purpose for living.
Right.
We don't have all the answers because our test still tested.
Right.
But what we do know, we're going to spread the word.
Man, facts. Big facts, man. So, like I said, man, we just focusing on the state of the streets, man. We just got to be real, bro. What was initially labeled at the streets is not there no more, bro. It's not there. So much so we done allow corporations through marketing, through the images they market at us in the music, on your tube, whether it's the TV or your phone, through media, let me say it like that. Through the narrative they market at us through the music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not there no more, bro. The real nigga now is the internet guy, is the rapper. You see what I'm saying? So when it comes to the
quote real nigga.
Right. So when it comes to the streets, all these young dudes, they trying to be rappers. Not real ones. They trying to be rappers, bro. Rappers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel for them because I know you can't see the big plot. It ain't even you. It ain't your fault. You a young person born into this life of poverty or being in disadvantaged communities where you don't got the resources. You don't got people actually teaching you your true history where you know who you are and what you're capable of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Every human being that's born into life, bro, wants to belong. You know what I'm saying? And needs to have identity, bro. You need to belong to something, even animals, even a pack. You need to have identity. A cat need to know he a cat. Yeah. A lion need to know he a lion because we letting other people tell us who we are. But once again, to the young people, we do it for y'all because we know y'all don't know no better. But understand this, you the fools who actually out there who making them moves, committing them crimes, who having your life taken away from you, whether it be the early death or whether it be to a jail cell, bro. We understand, bro, and that's why we stepping up to do something, to say something, bro, because we know you don't know no better. And everybody around you have failed you. No disrespect, but your parents fail you. Your neighborhood fail you. Your school system fail you. The system in general done fail you because they're letting you believe that this is okay. Become a consumer, become a rapper or a real nigga. And then you end up having to deal with the misfortunes of that, the pain of that. You know what I'm saying? And then they straight crucify you when you get older, bro. Straight crucify you. You see what I'm saying? We understand, bro. That's why it's so important to have these real conversations, bro. And we ain't holding back. We gonna bring it to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Tap in, bro. Get it. Tap in and get it. So before I tap into the next the subject, bro, what you got something else you want to add on the state of the streets?
Nah, man. I just hope y'all find y'all purpose of living.
Right,
you know what
man.
I'm saying? Because killers get killed too.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If that's what you want to do, understand that killers get killed too. You only get paid for your performance, so whatever energy you putting out is definitely going to be reciprocated.
Facts, man. Listen, unfortunately, everybody ain't going to make it, man, but hopefully one of y'all hearing these words, bro, those under the sound of our voice, man, you take heed.
Yeah, please
tap in, whether it's to these social media platforms, whether it's to the websites that we have. Tap in, get this real information, bro. Learn what's going on so that way you can save yourself, man, and save your people. So we right back at it, people, right back at it, man. And, you know, we was already speaking about the state of the streets, you know what I'm saying? Their current situation, you know what I'm saying? And we can run down a list of things from the streets actually being the internet now, because what was known at the streets is non-existent. The code being gone, no loyalty there, no trust there. All the things that would typically hold us together vanished. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said,
from this to this.
Right. But what you ask yourself, you know, with every new generation, bro, we born into it. I remember when I quote unquote jumped off the porch. Bro, is it my fault that the people who was in the street before me didn't handle their business and let the code die? And that's what I jumped off the porch into? I tell young people all the time, bro, you jumping off the porch into a bankrupt culture because what's supposed to be there to hold it together is non-existent. How we get to that point? How we get to that point? To the point whereas, boy, this thing used to be solid and you can count on your bros and you know, like, bro, I ain't worried about it. My homie ain't gonna crack. You know what I'm saying?
You knew the love was love.
Right. Yeah. But now we don't know what it is. How we get to that point? You see what I'm saying? Matter of fact, bro, I want you to lead. You know what I'm saying? When we talking about the streets, you know what I'm saying? What we know it's supposed to be. And mind you, just a disclaimer, we're not promoting the streets. We're making understanding understood to those who may not know. You see what I'm saying? Real individuals who come from it, who come from a real story, who got a testimony, who you can actually pull them files and say, what's up with that guy? And they're going to say, oh yeah, that's the homie. Okay, like, yeah, them type, you know? But, you know, what you would say, man, like, led to or just how do we get to this point, bro, where we have this broken street culture that is being glorified so much so to where now it's this new internet sensation, bro? How we got there? Give us a little, you know, look at it.
I mean, from my perspective, I think it was the music.
Okay, so like rap music.
Yeah,
okay.
Indeed. And behind the scenes of the rap music that the kids can't even see.
Right.
As far as like, you know, the money that they put into the private prisons.
Right.
The whole concept of them wanting them to promote violence in their music.
Right.
So it can get to the masses. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the kids can start seeing the shoot 'em up, bang, bang. You know what I mean? And start emulating that.
Okay.
But the whole time it's like a repeated cycle. Once the kids start emulating that, you know what I'm saying? They breaking the law.
Right.
The same people who create these laws are setting you up so you can break the law.
Ooh.
And then when you break the law, they got a place for you to go that they still gonna get paid off of.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lose-lose situation, but you can't see it at first. Like
right.
I say, I jumped off the porch and landed straight in the backseat of a police car. You know what I'm saying? I thought I was outside and they took me inside a facility.
Correctional.
Yeah.
Hey man, look, the homie, he touched so many different areas right there. You know what I'm saying? I had to write a couple down because once again, we want y'all to see it. So you hear me speak about, oh, it's a bigger plot. How can I sit here and actually promote something that I know is a trap? Bro, I took an oath to not only stand by my brothers and sisters' side, but to protect them. Protect them it don't always mean that or that. Bro, protecting them from shame. From protecting them from what I know coming. But listen, if we was on the yard and you knew, quote unquote, some ops was in a salad port waiting on the homie to walk out to go to child because the homie may have did some bad business with him, whatever the case may be. You knew what was around the corner and you didn't say nothing? Bro, that's enough to get you airlifted right along with the ops when it's time to pop back.
The upper room.
That's enough to get you there. So in that same example, how could I know what's on the other end of this thing and don't say nothing to you, bro? Promise you ain't seen love like this. I promise you didn't. But I'm gonna just speak on it. That intricate plot. You know what I'm saying? And a resource for y'all if you want to dive deeper into it. They got a documentary out there called 13th. It's where the sister Michelle Alexander actually breaks down the 13th Amendment and this intricate plot I'm telling you about. So on one end, we're going to reverse engineer it. On one end, you got big corporations, businesses, people who own private prisons. This is a corporation. They call it the Prison Industrial Complex, where we making money off this thing. So much so to where these prisons are on the stock market. To be on the stock market, that means you have to have an IPO. You know what I'm saying? How can you ensure your investors, people who you getting money from to help you build this network, how can you ensure them a return on their investment when the investment is black and brown bodies being locked up? How can you ensure them that? I'm about to show you how. So you got the big corporations that's owned by, whether you knew it or not, the same people who own the music industry, the major labels. You see what I'm saying? The prison set up, the music set up, the school to prison pipeline set up. Bro, they got this thing so mapped out, and it's such on a grand level that's why it's easy for you to miss it.
Yeah.
So when you a young person and you listening to the music that's telling you a stepper, you a shooter, and everything else, a gremlin, a goblin, a demon, and all these old negative attributes that don't give you no substance. But when you a young person, you start mimicking that. What does that look like? Glock with a switch. What you say, shiesty mask? You know what I'm saying? The jury, right, bro. You're acting, my dog. You don't even know who you are.
Faking. They call it, the new generation, they call it capping.
Oh,
where we come from, we call it, you're faking.
Yeah, bro, you faking, bro.
You're fugazi.
Right. So once you start mimicking that, then you start participating in the activities of that. Mm-hmm. First thing you're going to want to do is pick up a pack.
Oh, yeah.
Not knowing that, bro, you can start a business. Mm-hmm. It's unfortunate, bro, that we got to go through decades of pain to get to the point to realize, like, you know what, bro, it's another way to do this. Right. Let me start a business. Right. You see what I'm saying? Let me start a nonprofit. You know what I'm saying? You got options out here, but I understand. Like I said, young people, it really ain't your fault. You know what I'm saying? You know, I remember thinking that the only way I can make money was to hustle, rob, or get a job. And I definitely wasn't trying to go work for nobody. So you know what I chose to do. You see what I'm saying? But you start mimicking, bro, and you start committing them acts. The minute you commit them acts, you're a criminal now.
Absolutely.
Once I make you a criminal, what does that mean? Criminal technically means slavery in this country. Mm-hmm. Once I can make you a criminal, now I can feel a bed inside my prison that I own and owe my investors a return on their investment.
Yeah. Then I'm going to beat you up psychologically.
Oh, bro.
I'm going to dehumanize you.
It's a cold game, bro. And then on top of that, I'm going to give you a culture in that cesspool of a lifestyle you living back there that's going to make you kill each other off and never think to see the bigger picture. Who's the real enemy? Mm-hmm. That's why 2,000 people can be on one prison yard and 50 COs control you. Mm-hmm. You outnumbered. Like what? Come on, bro. Something to think about, bro. Like I keep telling y'all, this thing bigger than what you would think. But you got to do the math. You got to do the science. They got us to the point where we don't even like reading and learning. You'll never find it. It's so crazy. We joke about, you want to keep something from a black man, put it in the book.
Put it in the book.
Bro, I've been hearing that since the 90s, bro.
You gonna read it?
I've been hearing that since the 90s, bro.
Yeah.
Man, y'all got to think, bro. It's a real intricate plot. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes to the streets, bro, and the history of them, I would say, bro, like, if you just studying history, it show you that we wasn't always like this, bro. We started copying. No different than integration.
Yeah, because the real niggas knew how to plant.
I'm telling you.
The real niggas know how to go out and hunt and get some food.
Word.
You know what I'm saying? They know how to survive. You know what I'm saying?
So when it comes to street culture, I'm for one, I would say that, bro, we mimic the mafia. We mimic Italian, Irish, Jewish mob people, bro. Those were the people who originally started ghettos. Those were the people, bro. You know what I'm saying? You date history back to right after, slaves were let free in the late 1800s. That's called the Reconstruction era, where they was quote unquote reconstructing society, because society before this point was all about the slave trade. Mm-hmm. So I'm saying, in that point in time where our people were let free, knowing that we know all the trades, we know how to do all the yard work, the field work, and all that housework, all that stuff, they had to find a way to keep us from being dominant in this society. We've been doing their work for the last 400 years. Who gonna know to work better than us? You see what I'm saying? History show you they started opening their ports, letting everybody from Europe come over here. I don't care what part of Europe you was from. You my people, white man, come on over here. This is how you get your poor Jews, your poor Italians, your poor Irishmen. And amongst those people were individuals who decided that, hey, bro, I'm not going to be over here poor. And they created a black market. Mm-hmm. Whether it was extorting the business owners to get money, whether it was running numbers, they created that. And then in turn, we copied that. If you see at one point in time, they actually came to the black community to do business with us. Man, do your history. People like Bumpy Johnson, first black man to ever known to take on the mafia. They was doing business, running numbers. Bro, we had to actually create our own black markets. Why? Because that was a point in time in America where people who looked like me and you didn't have the same financial opportunities that other people had. We look at it now and it's hard to see a society like that. Like how, bro? You can go DoorDash or you can go, you know what I'm saying? All these hustles. Bro, it wasn't always like that, and that wasn't that long ago.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, bro, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down a timeline of history as you see behind me. I'm going to break down a timeline of history, bro, and I'm going to teach you, bro. I'm going to show you how we came from being a people who were strong together, you know, had pride and dignity in who we were, understood where we came from and stuck together, to being what we are today. I don't even know what to call it. Black people, I love you, but boy, they and understand, nigga is a mentality, bro. I'm not lining that up with race. That's a mentality. You see what I'm saying? But bro, the making of a nigga, they actually got a damn pamphlet for it, bro. Man, I'm my brother's keeper, bro. I ain't gonna keep letting y'all go down that path and crashing, bro. But it's on you. You gotta make a choice, man. So before I get into it, bro, anything else about the state of the history of the streets that you want to add to it?
Nah, but I just know as long as we continue to, you know, dehumanize and enslave each other, man, we'll never be able to break this cycle. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I gotta say about that.
Something to think about, bro. And bro, all we doing, bro, is just actually pouring this knowledge out to you, bro, because this how we love. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, true indeed, bro. We went through our experiences, so it's a little different for us. But man, I refuse, and I know bro stand with me on this. I refuse to not do my part, bro. I refuse to not do my part. And it's really because I love y'all. Don't even know you, bro, from a can of paint. But I know your history. I know your essence. I know from that which you come from. And you a God, bro. You need to tap in. Let's get it.
Let's get it.